Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank all of you for your presentations today. I want to thank, first of all, Senator Landrieu and congratulate her first hearing as our new chairman of this committee, and I look forward to working with her on truly creating an all-above national energy policy. And also I brought, at the time, Chairman Wyden and Ranking Member Murkowski to the state of West Virginia to see an all-of-the-above energy policy that we use in our state, and we try to use everything we have, our coal, our gas, our wind, our solars, everything. And we think it's most needed as far as a policy for this country also. My home state of West Virginia has been blessed, as you know, to have a little bit of everything. And we use everything that we have also. And I believe that we need to do that more in this country and look at a way to be more energy independent by using all and not writing one off against the other. So what I would do is I would like to ask a question to Mr. Szymanski. And sir, with the polar vortex that we just had, and basically the EIA saying that we're going to be needing fossil coal for the next 2, 3, 4 decades, and you know the problems that we're having with EPA as far as producing that coal here in America. Are you concerned about the mix that we're having right now? The utilities are having the mix of their portfolio, and I'm told that we were very critically close to having some real serious blackouts or brownouts during this polar vortex because of the coal-fired plants that are going offline?
There were some electricity issues in New England, mainly because of the growing dependence of New England on natural gas to fire their plants and the pipeline constraints getting gas into New England. Some of that was dealt with by the switching to fuel oil. In EIA's longer-term projections, we actually have coal consumption just coming off a little bit. That is on the basis of existing law and regulation, which does include things like the mercury, air toxic fuel, and so on. One of the interesting things, Senator, that you brought up, and I might just add, since we're talking, the question was asked, is there something that Europe could do? As you know, the U.S. has been exporting coal to Europe.
If it wasn't for the export market, we'd have no market in West Virginia.
Right, and in fact, all of the above strategy that you indicated that the administration is pursuing here in America is one that probably makes sense for many countries.
Well, do you truly believe that we are pursuing an all-above energy policy?
Well, I'm going to stay out of the policy.
Okay, I figured you would.
But EIA's, back to your question of the energy mix.
You've been pretty straightforward on EIA. What it's going to take to run this country?
What we see is natural gas and renewables growing faster than some of the others.
But natural gas and coal, even for the next 2 to 3 decades, is going to be 70 to 75% of the energy production that we need. And anyone that doesn't think that's true, they are deniers.
Right, but the overall mix of fuels in the U.S. Changes somewhat, but we're still, even in 2040, going to be very reliant on fossil fuels for our energy consumption.
Well, you ought to tell some of our friends that truly don't want to hear the facts of what we're dealing with in the country and how we can do it much better. And there's more demand around the world than ever before, right, for fossil? It's growing. Yeah.
Demand in general is rising very rapidly. We think overall energy demand between now and 2040 is going to be up by more than half. A lot of that growth, half of that growth is going to be in 2 countries, China and India alone. So it's going to be a challenge, Senator, to fill that.
Be a little bit better policy for global climate if we basically were using the technology that we've been able to reduce the particulates in this country and make through our trade policies being used in other countries that are polluting more.
Well, one of the things that I've been asked in the past is when you look back at EIA's forecast 3 or 4 years ago and back to 2011, have we seen demand increases for natural gas, and how does that relate back to the export question? Yes, we do see higher demand, but our supply numbers look even more robust, and what that suggests is that there is ample gas for both domestic and exports.
And if I could, Mr. Navrovic, if I may ask you, do you all believe that you have the, geological deposits to where we could explore more and do more, more development in your country and other European countries that would give you more freedom as far as from Russia's grip?
Thank you very much for your question. I certainly believe that we should investigate, and then if we have such gas deposits, we should explore them. I had learned that in U.S. For shale gas revolution to happen, it took many support from Department of Energy to investigate how to get out this shale gas, and it took 30 years for this revolution to happen. So it's hard to expect that in Europe, or for this matter in Lithuania, it would be possible to do this very quickly, even considering that we can have the possibility to use your know-how. We need to have this learning process, both on the level of administration and also on the level of local communities, where unfortunately usually some groups which are presenting shale gas investigation or exploration as a threat, a major threat to local communities, which is usually not the case. And with appropriate protection for the environment, it is possible to investigate. So I think after we get through all this legal environment adjustment so that investment is encouraged, it would be possible to do it in Lithuania, and it's already happening in other European countries.
Thank you.